Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB. Super pumped you're with us. It's October 14th, 2024. Episode 5484 is we are ready to go. We are ready to go. I'm excited about this week. As you know, this is my favorite time of the year. October, November, December. I'll be honest, every day is my favorite time of the year. But I'm really excited about this time. I've mentioned that we're going into 20 years of business. Morning Coach is going to be 20 years old, or at least the founding company, Alive Foundation, Inc. I think Morning Coach came along sometime in the 2005-2006 timeframe, but we're right there. Like, it's pretty exciting. And I've mentioned before that, I thank you for being a part at this time. And the reason is it's taken me 20 years to really be able to say that I think I'm starting my first year of business. And I say that in a real weird way, but it feels that way. Like, I feel like I'm finally in business. And, all the things I've learned and everything that we've done, our systems are coming together. We're ready to go to corporate and start implementing these across company-wide. And it's all because of you. I mean, everybody that's here, the contributions that you make, it's really been a community effort to get us to this point of 20 years. And Ken and Jurgen and everybody, Vitas and Martin and people that are giving us input on the planning system right now, just unbelievable. Meetups going on, which is just great. People jumping in and helping, and I'm just blessed. I'll tell you, thank you, and I'm telling you, you're in a part of a great community. And speaking of which, we got a great week planned as always. We're going to be working on surrendering this week, and I want to get into that and honor Michael Singer's work, where we originally got this from. I always give credit where credit is due, but we're going to get into it because I do believe in the work, and I think it'll help you. We're going to get into that today. Tomorrow, we've got our book study on boundaries. Again, a new book that I found that I'm actually loving, and I'm working on some boundaries in my own life, which I think are really important to have. Wednesday, we've got planning and allowing things to go, finding that balance of planning and surrendering at the same time. Thursday, we're going to talk about weekends. What do we do on the weekends? I get that question. What do you do on the weekends? I do a little bit different than what other people do, but I'm kind of an alien. We know that. I'm learning that more and more, but I will discuss weekends. And then Friday, we've got growing your monthly income and letting the flea out of the box. We're going to talk about getting that income a little bit higher. How do we do that? How do we get that monthly increase? Obviously, Saturday's Dr. Paul. He's been rocking it. And then Sunday, we've got allowing seasons of change. We're in a season of change. Now's a good time to allow it. Meetups. I was saying we got amazing people doing meetups, all kinds. Whether one person shows up or 30 people show up or 50 people, it doesn't matter. There's amazing people doing meetups. Here's the deal. We're real people. Everybody that's doing them, including myself. And so sometimes dates change and sometimes people have things going on. So please do me a favor and go check the meetup area to confirm the date and the time of the meetups you want to attend. Okay, really important because sometimes they change. We try to do them. I know we've got people doing them like Karen does every other Tuesday, I believe. She does her business meeting well attended, but sometimes, if she has something going on, she might have to change it. So just keep an eye out. I think Lori, who's really doing an awesome one with social media marketing, really cool. Lori's awesome. Just to go be with Lori's awesome. I think she changed this month. So just make sure you're checking your meetup schedule because it is a cool thing to do. And then the planner's just coming. I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited about what we're going to do in 2025. Planner's coming along. And again, it's community supported. Community, and you guys need to meet Ken. You'll meet Ken's been with me for years, has come on board and really helping us design and implement new things. Right now, he's all in on the planner, and then he's coming up with some new ideas to help us with the design perspective, which is great. Just wonderful people. So, and you're a wonderful person for being here. Really, it's just thank you. Right? Thank you. I think it's important you take that energy. Let the thank you be the thank you. Take that energy and use it today. You might be going, well, what? I'm just no, you being here, being a part of this is really, really important. We're making a difference out in the world for so many people, and it's because of you. So thank you. All right, let's get into this idea of surrendering. So For years, we studied metaphysical thought. We've studied why we're here. We've had some great conversations about, bringing things into our lives. And years ago, we stumbled upon a gentleman named Michael Singer, who wrote a book called The Surrender Experiment. Isn't a marketer. This is a person that just wanted to build a meditation camp and disappear into the world and end up building a $1 billion software company. And the way that it was achieved was through surrendering. And I found it so interesting when we brought these concepts up years ago. And I got a lot of questions about surrendering, right? People say, well, surrendering, isn't it waving the white flag and giving up? And no, Singer's definition is actually the opposite. Basically, what he's sending us or telling us is to surrender to the next assignment that's coming into our life. To surrender. And he says life keeps giving you situations as assignments so you can handle the next step of what you're going to build or what you're trying to build, right? So we get these experiments, we get these assignments. And so the idea is to look at surrendering as not a means of giving up, which I see in the world so much today. But the signs are that you're going to throw yourself into it. So I talk a lot about my own journey because I think it's important to really discuss this. You want to be with somebody that's leading you that actually uses the systems and does the things that they talk about. I think it's really important. In my industry, it's more of do as I say, not as I do, and it bothers me. I'll be very honest with you. This is something that bothers me. And why does it bother me? Because I've gone out there when I was younger and really went out there and spent a lot of money and time. And then as I started to meet people, I was realizing these are not the people that I want to emulate. In fact, just a little known secret. Some of you that have been with me for a long time know this. If you're new, you might not know this. MorningCoach was intended to be a different person every week. I wasn't even going to do it. I was going to manage the back end. And so I joined the National Speakers Association, and I went and I met speakers, and I started interviewing people and seeing who did I want to do a week of the show. And how could I find people to do every week so that it was fresh and there was energy and we were doing consistent themes? And as I met people, the more people that I met in that world, the more I realized I really didn't want them on the show. And then I started to go, well, not egoic-wise, but maybe I need to do this. And that's really where MorningCoach came from, is because I looked at what was out there and I started to find stuff and look for people. And I was like, no, there really isn't anybody that's really living it. And let's be the social experiment. Like, let's live the life that you're preaching, that you're teaching, right? And so I just started doing the show as I do and just let everybody into it as we're doing it. Like, that's what I do. So I surrendered to it. And now we are here at 5,484 episodes later. Pretty crazy if you think about it. But it's a great example of surrendering. And the same thing, like I said, I let you in my life. My life wasn't going that great in March of this year. I just didn't feel the energy. Like, I've got a lot of personal stuff that I deal with. You know, I've got relationship stuff that's been a challenge over the years. I have family health issues that have been a challenge. And my own personal mental health. Just, I take a lot of things personally. We do the best we can here. We're not Facebook. We're not Google. We don't have unlimited resources. We depend on the community. That's how we grow. I've done well financially years. I've done really horrible financially years. COVID hurt us a lot. I'm not gonna be afraid to tell you that. And I kind of got a little bit of malaise because I came up here to spend time with my mom, and you've heard me talk about how I'm a mama's boy. But I'm a mama's boy that had left for 30 years. I'm this person that's very isolated and very introverted. I like to be alone. I know I'm kind of an alien in that, but I do. And so coming back here brought a lot of really old stuff into my life because I left when I was 20. And I got to spend time with my mom. And so I've been here for her, but then there was some complications in Florida and trying to get all this stuff together. For those of you that have multiple locations, you understand it's first world problems, but it still causes problems. Everybody here in this town says, oh, how's it feel to move back? And I'm like, well, I'm not really moving back. This is just my place to be with my mom. And I feel more comfortable in Florida and even in Colombia. I don't have a place, right? So I'm a different type of person. But that all leads to mental health and can lead to depression, anxiety, frustration. And as I was going through the years, you make some money, you get things going and things go pretty good. But then you look at your life and you're like, man, is this really all there is? And then you start getting in the general population, right? Which we all are with the elections and Facebook and stuff. And, you're putting yourself out there as I do as an introverted person on YouTube and getting nasty comments and just really dealing with people, right? In the general population, not you, but don't understand your value. We still get it once in a while. I'll get an email from somebody going, hey, I tried it for a month. Your stuff sucks. I don't want to be here anymore. And I try not to take that personally, but I'm really working hard to build great things. So long story short, why am I telling you all this? Because my life's not perfect, but it's going great. And how did I get it great? By surrendering to things that are in my life. I still have problems, but I surrendered things. So in March, it was like, man, I just felt like I was heading down the wrong path. And I had to look at my systems. I had to look at my mission. I had to look at what did I really want to achieve. And I looked and I said, gosh, you know what? I talk a big game about health. I do, right? You hear me on here talking about health. But am I really, really living it? And I had to have that come to Jesus meeting. And we say that in the United States, at least I do, like a meeting with yourself where you're having a deep discussion about what's really going on in your life. And I had to look in the mirror. I said, it was time. You know what? Are you really walking the walk? What are you doing here? And that's why I said, get out and run. Sign up for a 5K. And I went and ran. And if you look at the transformation of my body from July until now, it's unbelievable what's happening. And if you're in the metaphysical group, we talk in there once in a while about these deeper principles. I am becoming a brand new person. I am changing. Why? Because I'm surrendering to what I need to do. Not just planning it, just not putting it in my head, but actually doing it. And I think that's what's so critical is like we have to have those meetings with ourselves once in a while and go, why are things not where you really want them to be? And once you do that, you can start to either go all in, which is my personality, or you can figure out how you're going to make it work depending on your personality. I jump all in. I'm trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon. I got a race in a couple weeks here where I'm trying to run my first marathon ever in under 3 hours and 30 minutes. My goal is 3 hours and 21 minutes. It's insane, but I'm feeling great and the training's going great. My body's healthy and I feel like I can do it. But my point is, this is what's so critical, like in what we're doing. We can put a plan together. But if we don't execute on the plan, and here's the secret, you're not going to at times. That's life. I teach it, and there's times that I don't execute. But what I got to do is I got to step back and say, why am I not executing? And then look at what is going on in my life and I want to change and look for the assignments that come into my life. And that assignment was go run. That was my assignment. So what I do is I surrendered to it, and I signed up and I started training. And then I signed up again for a half marathon, and it was like, okay, I need education. I started to touch the dream daily. That's why I started going to YouTube, started ordering books, started understanding nutrition. Then it was like, okay, next step, hire a coach. Then I hired a coach, and then I said, I'm going to sign up for a marathon. And it's just that progression of surrender that's how it works. We'll see what I do. I'm feeling very confident. But if I could go from April until November and qualify for Boston 2026, that's a hell of an accomplishment. Only 1,500 males, 55 to 60, make it into that event. And why do I tell you all that? Because I am not perfect. I am far from it. But I'm utilizing the systems that we've put in place, and I understand these metaphysical principles, and I make mistakes just as well as you do, but then I understand the assignment that is in my life. And the thing that we have to do is we have to allow that change. And that's one of the biggest things that most people have trouble with is allowing themselves to become a new person, allowing themselves to put themselves out there as this new person, changing the way you feel, the way even you look, for in my case, in the energy levels you have. And as you're doing this and you get your assignments, you start to understand what you don't want. And then the dream becomes the reality. See, I've always wanted to be fit. And sometimes when I go into these extremes. Like I would go in the gym and I'd be like, damn, you know what? If I would have just stuck with it consistently, I would look really good. I would feel good. I would look good. I'd be ready to go. And here's what's going on is that I'm actually doing that now. Instead of just talking about it and wanting it, instead of getting the want, I'm being it. And that's really what we're doing here at Morning Coach is helping you be the thing that you really want to do, to live your best life, to be the best you, not only for yourself, but those around you. And when I had that come to Jesus meeting in March, when we were doing our check, as we do here, right? And coming into April, it was like, what are you doing? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for others? And when I shifted my mindset to look at the big picture of things, yes, I'm doing it for myself. Straightforward. Yes, I am. I want a great life. But then I started looking at others. And I said, who am I letting down? Who are the people that need this? And then that's when I realized I got to change. I can't take this stuff personally. I got to put it out there. I got to start putting this energy out there. And I'm going to tell you, it's really hard as an introverted person to put the stuff that I have to put out in the world. It's hard to do the YouTube reviews. I'm comfortable behind the camera, but man, do I take everything hard. And so I had to change. I had to look at my life and go, okay, what do I need to do differently? And it had to do with surrendering, what we're going to talk about all this week. Had to do in looking at what is my next assignment. Life keeps giving, this is Michael Singer's work, not mine, and really important, but you can write this down. Life keeps giving you situations as assignments so you can handle the next step of what you're trying to build. And I'm going to add or become. And we got to let the past person, the past thing we were, go so we can be that future self that we all want to be. And that's what we're doing together. We're giving you the tools to do it. But there are some aspects of the planning and the structuring that are a little bit deeper. And that is allowing yourself to surrender to the life that you're looking to build. All right, so let's go out there and have a great day. Love to see you in the community. If you need anything, we're here. Let's keep rocking and rolling. And you know I love you so much. I mean, it's just awesome that you're here and a part of this because we're really making a difference out there and it's getting better and better and better. And I'm not going to take credit for that. That's because of you and the people in this community. And that's what it's about. All right, so let's go have a great day. Let's be our best selves. Let's think about what we can surrender. Let's keep an eye out for that next situation that's an assignment that's going to allow us to build and be our best selves. Go do it today.